I want to welcome everybody to the December 23rd episode of Laid Back History's 2023 Advent Calendar. Let's see what we're looking at today. So this episode was not originally planned. This is not one of the original ones I was going to put in for the Advent calendar. But I decided to do it because I got a couple calls at the Historical Society of people that were concerned. And so I thought maybe we could settle some concerns here real quick. So what people were calling about is Wolf's Fort. And there's some development. There's a house that's going to be built on the property where the Wolf's Fort sign is. And I had people concerned, they're gonna destroy the land where Wolf's Fort is. You can't let them do that. And I just wanted to let people know that even though the sign is here, Wolf's Fort was up there. So actually there's nothing being destroyed from the development of this land. In fact, they're clearing it. It's probably going to look beautiful. I will say the reason that people think that the fort was here was A, because of the sign that's here. And B, I'm sure a lot of people remember Tater McKenzie being here. And Tater, when I was in high school, he was here actually trying to rebuild the fort, right? So he had the gate up and he had a couple other pieces of it that he was just telling the history of the fort. And I remember I'd stop by and talk to him, and it was really cool to get to talk to him and hear him tell the stories of the fort. So I'm not going to lie, I thought it was here too. But several years ago, actually it's been probably a decade ago now, I was doing some work with National Geographic on their Digger show. In fact, Brian, who you've seen on here a lot, we were working on that show together, and we did an episode on frontier forts, and one of the episodes that we did was on Wolf's Fort. And so we were able to confirm, I'm going to walk up here just a little bit, we're able to confirm that the fort sat up here on the hill. Sorry about all the traffic. But the fort sat up here on the hill where that nice, beautiful brick house is. Off to the side of it is where the fort actually sat. And so we did some archaeological work there. We did some metal detecting, some other archaeological work. We were able to confirm that's the location. We found enough artifacts to really tell that story. And so just so everyone knows, wonderful sign that'll stay here. But the fort actually sat up there on the hill. There is nothing being destroyed. So all that history is actually still being preserved. And Wolf's Fort is an important fort. It is really thought to be the first fort in Washington County. It may have actually even been a little bit earlier than 1780. And it's an interesting fort in that Jacob Wolf, he built his house and then he stockaded it. So most of the forts were not people's residences. They were forts built by people, so that they could fort up in case of an American Indian raid. But they weren't their permanent homes, where this one actually was. So Jacob Wolf built his house, stockaded around it, and then there were other interior cabins that were added later. But it was actually his home. But again, sat up on the hill, so we're all good, like way up on the hill, outside of outside of this tree line, so nothing's being destroyed. So please don't be concerned about that. History is being preserved. In fact, the owners of the property up there have a large collection that we found at the fort. So that's all preserved. It's all been cataloged. So there you go. Just thought I'd jump in and do this one extra just because I have been getting some calls and I wanted people to know everything's good. So thank you. In fact, I will say they called. They reached out to me through a friend of mine to learn a little bit about the history, to make sure that everything was good. So it's all good and all being saved. So again, impromptu December 23rd episode of Laid Back History's 2023 Advent Calendar. I will see you tomorrow. We got 2 episodes left. So I'll see you tomorrow, and then Christmas Day, I've got a little bit of a special one for then. So hope you all have a wonderful day.